It's Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and this is episode 118, and it is also the last episode of 2025. So, congratulations.
There you go.
You won the prize.
I am the last, the last, and not the least.
The last of the Mohicans. Yes, we are 6 days away from Christmas, so I hope everybody's going to have a nice, beautiful holiday and Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. But we're going to talk for a few minutes with this gentleman right here in a couple of seconds. But let me get the advertisements out of the way. First of all, I want to thank both of my wonderful teams at both of my offices in Sugar Land, Richmond, Jennifer Smitis, Mike Schneider, the area president and sales manager, and then Caitlin Cornick, Devin, Van Wynn, the escrow officers here in the Sugar Land office, and Gracie Lagos and Melissa Crusoe, the escrow officers in the Richmond office, and everybody that works with us. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not have a podcast that is going on almost 3 years.
Very nice.
So remember, this is episode 118, almost every Friday, 3 o'clock. So
excellent.
Also, if you are a real estate agent or a vendor that operates in Fort Bend County area and you subscribe or watch my podcast and you'd like to be a guest, please give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. And I just got to say that I do have my coat on because it's 45 degrees outside and it's 43 degrees in the office. I can't get them to turn the air conditioner off. But this is Mr. Jonathan Lang with Texas Real Estate Inspection Services Incorporated. He's also a very good friend of mine. We've been working together for a couple of years now, I believe.
Man, it's been longer than that.
Been longer than that?
3 or 4 years, yeah.
He supports as much as my events and classes that he has time for and that he can, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And I am doing, and in return, I help him get more business through the events and things that we do. So we have a great relationship. I also recommend him to any agent that needs an inspection services company for their property, buying or selling. But I'm going to let him tell you who he is and what he does. So go ahead, Jonathan. Introduce yourself.
Well, good morning, folks. So as Kevin said, I'm Jonathan Lang with Texas Real Estate Inspection Services. I have been a home inspector, mold assessor, pool inspector, wood destroying insects, you name it. Been doing that for 20 years, all over Harris and the 5 surrounding counties. We're code certified inspectors as well, so we do new construction inspection, things like that, and able to point out codes where they're missing them, that kind of thing. So that's basically what we do. We're a multi-inspector firm. I have 2 other inspectors currently that work for me with the upcoming talk of the market and the
Market's supposed to be
economy
great
blowing
year.
out next year, all that stuff. Where I'm actually, I was thinking about it this morning, considering
for someone else?
Hiring additional people.
That's what I mean. Yeah, getting you another.
That kind of thing. Yeah, get us to where we can more
So
adequately
you heard it
cover
here
everything.
first on the podcast, Kevin's
There you go.
Corner. If you're looking for
Need
a
a job,
position
give me a
and you
holler.
want to be an inspector, we'll give you the phone number at the end of the broadcast. Give them
There
a
you
call.
go.
So let's tell everybody a little bit about, okay, you just told everybody what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Not all inspection companies are created equal, and not all of them do the exact same thing. It's not like you walk into a convenience store and they all sell gas and the same candy bars and hot dogs. And
Sure.
What don't you do as an inspector?
What don't I do?
Yeah. Are there things? Is there anything that you don't do as an inspector?
There are a few things. A home inspection in the state of Texas is designed to be a visual, non-invasive process. So we do use certain types of equipment that allow us to see things we normally wouldn't, like infrared cameras, things like that. They do not see through walls, but it allows us to see where heat and cold is and determine make an assessment based on that. But one of the things we don't do is sewer camera inspections.
Okay.
So we running a camera down a sewer line. I think the plumbing commission in the state of Texas was actually sunsetted a few years ago, inadvertently, They wound up having to regenerate it very quickly after that. But what it did was it opened up a window where anybody could do a sewer inspection, and now the state has said, yeah, you don't have to be a licensed plumber in order to do that any longer. So that has opened up this market, this part of the market that some people have gotten into. But the problem is you run a camera down in that sewer and you get that thing hung up down in there. Now you've got to pay a plumber
To come in
to
and
come
get
dig
it out.
it out.
Yeah.
Or the camera head comes off and hangs inside the sewer line.
And
you can't leave it in there.
Yeah.
So it's just that's one of those things where I'd rather leave that to the specialist. And there are certain things in our business that, okay, there's somebody who's been trained specifically to do this. They're not a generalist, and I would rather leave that to those guys.
So in saying that, what's your expertise? What do you guys do? What are you famous for?
We're famous for providing a thorough, accurate, and complete home inspection, providing our clients with the information that they need to make an educated decision on what's possibly going to be the largest purchase they'll make in their entire lives, and whether or not the numbers add up. That's what we do.
So when you do the inspection, you create a report, right?
You create a report, written report.
How quickly does your client get the report?
We guarantee them that they will have that report within 24 hours.
Okay.
But typically, I'm the kind of guy, I'm a little bit, I don't know what the right word is. It's not, I don't like things sitting on my desk.
You're anal. You're like me.
So
Get them done.
I want it. Yeah, it's, I live by the term discipline equals freedom.
There you go.
And so I get things done when they need to be done. I don't put them off. So typically the report is out that same night. There may be rare circumstances where I have to wait till the next day to get it out, but usually the next day is full of stuff as well, so there's no time
Okay.
then.
And then when someone calls you and says, hey, I need to get an inspection done, typically how quickly can you get out to wherever they're at?
Typically we can be there, being a multi-inspector firm, we can be there within 4 days.
Okay.
So most of the time we can be there sooner than that, but just depends on what needs to be done. Obviously, if the house is occupied, there's going to be delays there because you've got to work within the schedule of the sellers, that kind of thing. So, but usually within 4 days, that's an easy target.
Okay. And do you just operate only in the Houston area?
No, I have driven to Temple to do inspections. I've driven to and that's the unique thing about what we do. And I've been doing this, like I said, for 20 years. I have clients that have moved off to other areas of the state, but they call me and they say, "Hey,
I'm going to McAllen. So are you.
I need you to come do this inspection for me." Okay, if I got to drive to San Antonio, that's basically a full day's worth of travel, and I'm not going to get anything else done that day. So there may be an overnight. So, yeah, if you're willing to pay for me to go to Dallas, go to San Antonio, go wherever, I will certainly go. I'll consider it.
Okay.
If it's not worth my time and I really don't want to hit you with that note, I'll find somebody in that town that can do it.
An 800 square foot flat in Brownsville, Texas.
I'd probably recommend that they do something else because they're not going to want to pay that note. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that one, buddy.
Specifically because it's Brownsville.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, wait. So you mentioned, so you do inspections on resale, new build. Do you do commercial?
We do some commercial. It's light commercial, what I call it. Warehouses, office space, things like that, multi-story buildings like what we're in right now. I really don't have the time or the personnel for that, and so we don't even dabble in that. If it's just the office, just this part of the building, yeah, we'll inspect that.
Okay.
But if you've got an investor who's buying the entire structure and wants it looked at, you're going to have to call in HVAC people, plumbers, all this other stuff. I know all those people. I know the people that I know could do that job, but then there's the time. So we try to avoid that.
So let's get back to new builds.
Mhm.
So tell everybody that doesn't understand, if I'm buying a brand new house, why do I need to get it inspected?
Because it's built by humans.
Exactly. And what do humans
we're,
do?
We're not perfect.
We make mistakes.
We make mistakes. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
The term cutting corners comes from the construction industry, comes from carpentry.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A carpenter who cuts a corner is not giving you a good product.
Right.
And so it happens all the time. We look at new construction on a weekly basis where I go through at the pre-drywall phase or at the pre-pour phase. At the pre-pour phase, we find where they've left out tendons. They're not following the engineer or the designer's intent. Things like this, so that needs to be called out, because if you're leaving a tendon out in a beam, that beam is not going to be at full strength ever.
Right.
And you're going to have problems in that area. It's pre-drywall phase. We look at the frame. We look at the rough-in electrical, rough-in mechanical, rough-in plumbing, the roof covering, the foundation, all of that stuff. And any defects that are in there, we're gonna note them out. If they don't have proper bearing on a surface, then we're gonna note that out. And
Do you ever have any difficulty with the actual builder when you show up to a property?
yeah, they would rather not see us coming.
Of course they would, because you're going to point out all their
day.
inconsistencies.
Right.
Yeah.
It's but there are some builders who appreciate it, and I do.
Well, because it saves them money in the long run.
It saves them headaches. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got to deal with this one little thing right now, but right now there's no walls I have to tear out. It's all exposed. So yeah, it's easy to deal with. But yeah, there's a lot of things. There have been some changes in the codes that builders have not fully caught on to yet, or their subcontractors have not caught on to yet. And so we note out those changes and that they have to meet these requirements at this time, and they're not really happy about it.
Right.
But so be it.
So be it.
It's not
It
my,
is what
not
it
my
is.
problem.
Yeah, you don't make the rules and regulations. You just follow them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So without talking about pricing and cost and all that stuff, how do you, if an agent calls you and needs an inspection, what's the determination of how you price out your jobs?
We price it out based on the square footage.
Okay.
The square footage, the age of the structure comes into play. If it's got a crawl space or if it's on a slab on grade foundation, those are going to be, for crawl space. If I've got to crawl under that nasty thing, there's going to be additional fees involved.
You don't know what you're going to meet when you get under there.
Exactly. I have a good idea. But
what are some of the things you have met when you got under there?
Four-legged creatures. It's the eight-legged ones that really give me the heebie-jeebies. It's kind of funny. I have a crawl suit and all that stuff, so I'm fully covered. But you get under there, you're milling around, especially in Houston heat, and then you come out of there, and as you're taking off your stuff, you feel that bead of sweat that rolls down your back, and I swear it's got 8 legs. Yeah.
What's on the?
So there's additional fees with having to deal with that stuff.
Okay.
There are things that we need a little add-ons here and there. If you've got a pool with the house, we inspect the pool as well. So yeah, there's all that stuff figures into it.
And you do mold as well?
I do mold. I've got a job on Monday that's they actually already bought the house has been agreed to be purchased. Hasn't gone to title yet. They found some mold when the appraiser noted out some mold, so we're going to have to go there and test that and
see the
see what's
extent
what
of it.
and see the extent of it. It looks like it's just going to be a surface type growth, but we're going to find out. So, yeah.
So let's switch gears just for a couple of minutes. We've been talking for 15 minutes about what you do and what your company does. This is also a marketing podcast. So what do you do to market your business and generate leads?
Well, obviously,
Podcast.
we do podcasts.
Yeah. So this is not the first time you've been on the
correct.
podcast.
We've done this a couple of times before.
Yeah.
We sponsor your activities, your CEU activities with the real estate agents. I have found that above all other forms of marketing, and we do a lot of stuff. We do constant contact. I do, I'm in B&I. Those are all that all falls under marketing. But I have found, above all, the absolute drop dead number one way to do marketing for us, for our type of work, is to be dead in front of people.
Get out there. Yeah.
You've got to be in front of them. If they can see your face, they can see your actions, they can hear your words, they are more likely to refer you. It sticks in their mind.
It's like when you mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago that, because I've asked you on several occasions to accompany me to Keller Williams Southwest.
Right.
You told me a couple of weeks ago you're starting to see the ROI on that now. So that's right. And if you would never have gone in there with me before or by yourself, you would never get that.
Right.
So I'm a big believer that I tell agents all the time, you've got to get yourself out there. Yeah. You got to get on social media. You got to do video. You got to be in front of people. And if you can't do that, then you probably should find something else to do, because that's the business you're in, is meeting people.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I saw when I kind of have a little more of a unique background coming into this than most other inspectors have. I was in sales and marketing. I was in customer service, all of that kind of stuff with a Fortune 500 company. Wound up running out my time there, and my current position was going to be eliminated, and so decided to do this, which is what kind of the construction is what I did when I was in college. Got a family background in it and all that stuff, so I'm comfortable with it. And but I didn't really want to swing a hammer, so went into inspections. But using that sales and marketing and being able to confidently speak with people at ease about what I'm talking about, what we're looking at here, it helps a great deal. And the thing about Keller Williams Southwest, that story there, my grandmother used to tell me that you have to tell somebody something 32 times before it finally sinks in. I think she was exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, we find that getting in front of people. It's really only
about 22.
Right. Yeah, getting in front of people for a minimum number of times. Usually it's about somewhere between 6 to 8 to 10 times.
Statistically, it's actually 8 to 9 times that people need to be touched by marketing of any kind
before they finally
make
take
a decision.
action.
Exactly.
Right. And so, we have done a number of things in front of those people at Keller Williams Southwest. Great firm. They got a lot of really energetic people. So their meetings are a whole lot of fun if you've never been to one of their meetings. But that's starting to show its to produce.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of.
So what do you think? I know we touched on this just a second before we started the podcast. Tell everybody what you think your outlook for 2026 is going to be.
Our outlook for 2026 is. Are you talking about from a business standpoint?
For real estate business,
just for real estate inspections and things, we think it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a big year. It is. I'm anticipating that probably somewhere about mid-January, things are going to start to move and really start to pick up. And like I said earlier, I'm thinking seriously about hiring additional people. That will work with our company, and it's hard to do. Hiring employees is a difficult thing.
I know. I used to do it, so we don't need to get. That's a whole other podcast.
But yeah, we're looking forward to a very productive 2026, and and that's probably where I'm about to start my exit strategy.
There you go. Exactly. Well, why don't you tell
So-
everybody how to get a hold of you?
We can be reached via our website, which is TexasRealEstateInspections.com. We can be reached via phone at 281-300-9276 or via email at inspector@texasinspections.net.
And can people book an appointment with you on your website, or do they need to call you?
They can request information through the website. They can't
Okay.
get on my calendar through
Right.
there because there's a lot of things we have to discuss. How old is the house? What's the square footage? What do you want to do here? What are your concerns? Things like that. So once we go through that, then we'll book the appointment at an appropriate time and date.
So remember, guys, up to, but probably sooner than 4 days to get to you. Guaranteed 24 hours to get your report. I've worked with the guy for over two and a half years. I've not referred him to anybody that's come back to me and said that they did not have a good experience with you. So I thank you for that.
Absolutely.
You can find him on the internet. You can find him on social media. And if you hang out with me, you'll find him at my stuff, at my events and in my classes and things like that.
Always fun, by the way.
Always.
Whether you're having to
Yeah.
learn something or not, it's always a hoot.
Learning something, playing, or eating. One of the three. So is there anything else that you haven't mentioned so far this morning that you want to mention before we go? About
Man.
either you or your service or anything like that.
I don't think so. I think we've
Okay.
pretty much talked about everything.
All right. Well, give me phone number one more time.
281-300-9276.
All right, guys. This is Jonathan Lang with Texas Real Estate Inspection Services Incorporated. I highly recommend them for your home inspections, whether it's a resale or a new build. And like you said, he will, for the right price, he'll go anywhere in the state of Texas, pretty much. But give him a call. He will not be disappointed. If he is part of my group, a part of my clique, then I would use it myself if I needed inspection. So give him a call. And I want to make sure that everybody has a great Christmas this year. 2026, I do agree with Jonathan. 2026 is going to be an excellent year. We had my two offices in Sugar Land and Richmond both had great 2025s, but I think they're going to be even better next year. So if you are a real estate agent and you need title services and the property is not in the Fort Bend County area, I don't care. We'll come to you. I have 5 escrow officers in 2 offices, and one of them in Sugar Land speaks 4 languages. So there's not anything we can't do. Caitlin is now our commercial specialist. She's awesome at it. And with all 5 escrow officers, we've got over a combined 100 years of experience. So no excuses. So if you are a real estate agent and you need a title company and you don't use Stewart Title, yeah, I'm going to put you on my list. You'll hear from me next year, sooner or later. So again, thank you to Jennifer Smidas, Mike Schneider, Caitlin Korner, Devin, Van Wynn, Gracie Lagos, Melissa Caruso, and everybody that I work with. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have the podcast. And thank you for a great 2025. Let's have a great 2026. And you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2026.
Merry Christmas, folks.
Bye-bye.